let's see, who put theirs up first? Michelle put theirs up first. No, Sean went first. No. I'm trying to go with the first thing. Let me see. Yeah, Michelle came up first. So, again, everybody, we are on break time until 10:45. If you have questions for Rocky, then please ask them. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Michelle's profile. Everybody, if you want to go to Michelle's LinkedIn profile, then we can kind of take a look at kind of what Rocky's talking about in terms of, does this LinkedIn profile give people an idea that if I hire Michelle Teague, or that I want to hire Michelle Teague. So helping you grow from where you are to where you want to be, kind of vague. My goal is to add value to the people I work with and help them overcome the challenges they face. Anyone can point out what's wrong with an organization. I help organizations create solutions to the problems they face. My experience working with multiple industries gives me insight on how others may view an obstacle and how those obstacles can be changed into opportunities. Let's connect and have a brief conversation to see if it makes sense for us to work together. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. When people look at your LinkedIn profile, they see nice banner, nice picture, and then those two things that I just read aloud are what they see. Anybody have any thoughts on just that?
Well, I love the Teague of your own. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's handing it to you in a silver platter. That's pretty cool. She was able to get that. But when I look at this right off the bat, I think, is this, I don't know, growing from where I am to where I want to be? Is it from a business side, from a personal side? Is it helping me become more effervescent? You know, maybe I'm reserved. Now I'm becoming more extroverted. That's, I think, when I read that tagline.
So, Michelle, you've got a few more words available there in that tagline. I think the word you, I agree with Chuck, could be replaced with a little better homing in on who your target audience is. When I read that longer paragraph, I get that you work with businesses and that you have varied industry experience, but that tagline sometimes is the main thing people look at. Okay. Anybody else, just based on what we see here? Where versus, like, let me go ahead and even though I asked that, Chuck is the one that just said what he said. So let's see what his says.
Oh, yeah. I play with this all the time.
Services, HR department, in-person or virtual support, keeping companies HR compliant and safe. And he's even got his website listed there. And then he doesn't have that little intro to introduce myself paragraph in the same way that Michelle does.
Oh.
He's got basically a list of a menu of services there. Yeah. So, I mean, again, I think, Michelle, your little intro at first, that little about thing, when you said my goal, at first I was like, I don't care what your goal is. I want it to be about me. But then the minute I read it, I was like, no, it really is about me. She's really talking about what she does about me. So, I mean, you can decide whether you want a little paragraph like that or not, but it's kind of interesting to contrast Chuck's and Michelle's.
Yeah,
Does anybody have any more comments on Michelle or Chuck? Go ahead.
Yeah, I found that if you go back to mine, I don't know, there's something Michelle can put in there. Go to, see where it says providing services.
Yeah.
Somehow someone told me about that's a section that you can initiate on LinkedIn, and you could put that in there. So, Michelle, that might be good for you. If you ask me where it was or how I did it, I don't know at this point. I could look. Now
you've got me wondering if I have
And then my about section is underneath that, my little paragraph.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't have that either. So I'll have to look at that. That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. And then mine actually is a call to action: build an expert coaching, training, or speaking business with a veteran corporate trainer, global speaker, and master coach. So those different takes on how that little paragraph should go. I'll pull up a couple more. I'll pull up Sean and a couple of other of you now. But anybody else have anything you want to say regarding Chuck and Michelle while I pull up?
Have we didn't scroll all the way down, but does everybody have references on there?
Yeah, that's the next piece, because you talked about credibility, right, Rocky?
Right. What do people say? If you've done training for somebody, is somebody bold enough to come on and say, wow, are they good? And here's what they did for me.
Well, and make sure your recommendations are for the right job. Like if somebody's recommending you as a manager, but you want them to recommend you as a speaker, make sure that's where they do in the right place.
There you go.
And so Michelle does have both those endorsements as well as some good written recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherry and Michelle, you both have an opportunity that you missed out on, and that's to do an actual job title in the same line as your name.
Mm-hmm.
That's another way to get attention on LinkedIn.
Gotcha. So Chuck, did you have a job title, HR something?
Chuck had some.
I had a bunch of HR.
He's got at least his letters, but there's room for more.
Yeah. So here's Kathy Botte, one of the speakers that Rocky talked about. And when I looked at her LinkedIn profile, what I was really moved by was her recommendations. They were very detailed and very glowing.
She's a little light at the top,
Yeah,
though,
she is.
and to get you need to get people's attention to stay and scroll down and look at your recommendations. And are you actively posting on LinkedIn?
Right. Here's another rockstar trainer that he talked about was Kelly Verla. She's doing pretty well at the top. And she's updated. I think if you have not updated your LinkedIn profile to contain the word virtual, you are missing out on opportunity.
What's that speaker thing she has there? The little speaker next to the first and in the LinkedIn.
Oh, look at that. It's not coming across, but it seems to me that there may be an audio message that you're able to look into.
Okay, that's cool.
Or maybe that's just for accessibility purposes, or maybe we'll have to look at that one. Look at what she did. See, on her about section, your about section can be long. Look how long her about section is.
That is long.
Yeah, but I want a basic bio somewhere, and she's left that out.
She's got her courses and her languages and those kinds of things under accomplishments. I think that's actually pretty interesting. I've never thought of putting my courses, my topics. Remember, Rocky says he wants to search us by topic, putting that under accomplishments because there's not really a spot for that. That was pretty brilliant, I thought.
So the speaker just has her saying her name.
Okay.
So it's an accessibility thing, yeah.
Okay. All right, let me grab some of the rest of you. All right.
While we're it's in the break, you guys can download my worksheet for my upcoming talk from the Dropbox.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So Jeff is going to be our next speaker, and he's got a download there. I did also put it in the Dropbox. And then let me pull up Sean's and share my screen. Welcome, Sean. Nice to have you. Okay. So nice banner. Very good. Strategies for equipping organizations. There you go. We know your target to bridge the generation gap. Excellent. Speaking and training to lead, communicate, and motivate across generations. Very nice. In the next 15 years, 45% of the U.S. workforce will be disappearing. Beautiful, really pain-based. Let me give you an example. She's given a lot of really awesome stuff there. You're right, Jeff. There's not a particular bio that I'm seeing either. It's really more, but see, I kind of like that because that's it's about us. It's about the reader. Versus herself, but Jeff does say maybe at making sure to have a traditional bio, maybe at the bottom of that or somewhere, and then taking advantage of right next to your name that you could put something. Anything else on Sean? Sean's, yours is one of the nicest LinkedIn profiles I've seen in a while. Very nice.
Thank you. There's a lot of people out there who will help you with your LinkedIn page.
We have a great resource that's a Speaker Co-op member. Did you work with Mark for yours, Sean?
Mine was already in place. Mark already liked what I did. What he helped me do was a sales funnel and come up with a follow-up I want to work with. Mark has great ideas of how to engage them and do multiple follow-ups with them without being obnoxious.
Sean's
Yeah.
Mark. John,
Who's Mark?
who did you use to get the banner? Because I like how you have your DISC certification on there and your JMT logo on there. Did you do that, or did you get somebody else to help you with it?
Elisa Bennett of EB Bennett, and I can put her
Yeah,
information.
feel free to put that guy that you guys, someone sent me a private message about the guy you guys are talking about, the LinkedIn
Yeah.
guy. Feel free to, that doesn't need to be private. You can put that kind of thing in the chat.
I'll send it.
Free, yeah.
He's great. Mark is great at helping you learn to sell from LinkedIn, promote yourself. And then Elisa Bennett is really good at writing copy for your page, doing your banner. She says don't do a work profile unless you're looking for a job. That's her theory. Don't do a work profile unless you're looking for a job. Be clear about what it is that you're looking for clients and not a new position, unless you are looking for a new position, which you might be.
I mean, if there's enough demand, we can probably get Mark for the next summit
He's great.
because he speaks to promote his LinkedIn business.
Yeah.
And he will help with the banner and the about and all of that too. I just had mine done already when I started working with him, but he's very good. He has a whole workbook that you can go through at your own speed after he does the webinar, and he's super affordable.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I just thought, since Rocky brought that up, and let me just ask everybody: do you get business from LinkedIn? Who gets business from LinkedIn? Do you get business from LinkedIn? I get business from LinkedIn. I every month I get something from LinkedIn. So, some kind of a contact, some kind of a bite, a nibble. Leads and
I would be certainly welcome any of you to connect with me on LinkedIn if you want.
All right. All right, 5 minutes. And then Jeff will come on. So talk among yourselves, and I'll get Rocky's LinkedIn profile in there.